Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. Boy, I am going to have to get used to saying that, huh? Previously, we began the game. Phoenix had arrived in the foreign nation of Khura'in and swiftly discovered that it is a nightmare hellscape that should be razed to the ground because, good lord. Well, justice system? What's a justice system? What's a lawyer? No. Let's just have this one person say, yeah, you're guilty. That's good enough, right? And anyway, Phoenix couldn't help himself, but he wanted to help a person in need. Little 7-year-old or 9-year-old Albie or guide. The poor kid's accused of treason and murder, so we're defending him. Though something tells me that might be very risky, because I got the sense that not only is being a defense attorney very frowned upon, but it carries a great risk? Maybe? Maybe I'm just reading too much into that. At any rate, we should hurry up and listen to this testimony, so... I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it. Green, huh? That's black and white, unfortunately. Yeah, I believe it's... Okay, the butterfly isn't pictured here, which is unfortunate. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway, planning out my tour route. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes. He used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know? I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard. But at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. And the victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him. It sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were very similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion.
But your Majesty, haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet.
That wasn't the end of it. It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about.
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this?
I really do wish I could remember how it works.
Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination? No, not necessary. I better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. We'll just have to watch and see how it's done. Ooh. Nice music. Oh, that's a cute life bar. Oh, they're having fun with this. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure.
Hold it!
I believe you didn't do either of those things, Albie. You do? But you're a lawyer. Of course you'd say that. Now, there's no need for that. But he's right. Lawyers always claim their client is innocent, even if they have to lie. Just like you're doing right now, accused. Don't lump me in with that lawyer. I'm not lying. I didn't steal anything and I didn't kill anybody. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room.
Hold it!
You're not allowed to go near the treasure room. Why is that? It's a rule of the temple. They keep a lot of important things in that room.
Yes, like the Founder's Orb in particular. Only the royal family may lay eyes upon it.
Didn't Mr. Payne say anyone without spiritual power would go blind? I heard you wouldn't be blinded if you just looked at the outer treasure box. But I've never been anywhere near the treasure room. I'm too scared. You've got to believe me. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it.
Hold it!
A box with a butterfly on it? Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article, look. See? There's a relief of the Khura'inese. Sorry, it's just... I'm fine saying Khura'in. Apparently not okay. But yeah, something about Khura'inese is really throwing me off. Khura'inese butterfly on the treasure box. Oh, this design here carved on the back of the box. I see it now. It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul, or mitama, of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the Twilight Realm.
As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the judge's bench.
Well, what do you know? There it is. Though it kinda looks like he's about to be carried off to the Twilight Realm himself. Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box. Besides, when the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Hold it!
Planning out your tour route? Yes, I was planning out a tour for you. For me? Well, thank you, Albie. I wouldn't have done it if I knew you were a lawyer. I wasted all that time on you. Give it back. Sadly, I'm a lawyer, not a Time Lord. Doctor Who reference? Of all the things. Actually, as soon as he heard that's what I am, he's been like a totally different person. I certainly don't think Albie committed murder. However... Don't talk to me. You disgust me. That outburst earlier makes me wonder if he'd willingly tell me the truth. I better compare his statements in the court record carefully. If I find an inconsistency, I can present some evidence and maybe get him to open up. Alright, I already know what it is. The green Khura'inese butterfly on it. Yeah, apparently this isn't viewable by the public, and the only photo of it, are in black and white, so how could you possibly know it's green? I realize this will only make you look shadier, but it's progress.
Objection!
Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope, take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Hold on, his bag. Did it just move?
Polkunka?
Huh? I beg your pardon? Polkunka is a word in Khura'inese that people use when they're surprised.
You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it?
I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding.
But just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever.
And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. There's something alive in there. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you?
Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't.
Objection! That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof.
He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room.
Right.
It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
And what exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What?
Oh no! Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere.
Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
Uh-oh. No. And that means Albie was there on the day of the incident?
So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself.
Yes, it would seem so, Your Majesty.
You predicted my argument and had evidence already to refute it. How is any of that supposed to help the accused? See, I told you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said the kid's guilty. Just declare him guilty and get it over with. Oh. Hold on, let me read that. Maybe there's a detail here. Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. Okay, that's interesting. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? Shadow?
As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever.
No, you're wrong.
But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there is no reason to doubt his guilt.
I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this inside of hers.
By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it.
Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife.
I guess she really did give him the business.
Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance.
You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy?
Well now.
I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. Ho 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 ho.
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit?
Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going.
The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him.
Anime? No. There she is, her benevolence.
Your benevolence, Rafa Padma Khura'in. Thank you for coming all this way once again.
Rafa Padma. Rafa Padma. You know, I'm not sure if that's a pun. That's refreshing. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney.
Yes?
I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story?
How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner?
Did you hear that? Did you hear he talked to her? What does he know about anything, ignorant outsider?
We won't stand for it. He must be punished.
Yikes. Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Uh-oh. Silence, one and all. Is she standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, well, looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. All right, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured he will soon see the error of his foolish ways.
Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would.
Certainly. Nena, my robe.
Oh.
Old lady. Very efficient.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Hot damn. How about that? Wow. Right, so Ace Attorney has always had some ridiculously high production values for a visual novel, but we got full-fledged voice acting outside the anime cutscenes. Wait. Wasn't that a thing in Great Ace Attorney? Why do I feel like that was a thing in Great Ace Attorney here and there? I forget. But, and this motion captured dances and cutscenes and this new mechanic looks like this. It's like literally a scene from the moments of the murder, the perspective of the victim. Oh, this game is doing such interesting things. Like, damn. I can only imagine, like, whatever the next Ace Attorney game, I can only imagine, it's been like so many years since Spirit of Justice here, whatever's next must just blow this away even. Oh, I'm so excited to see whatever Capcom does next with Ace Attorney. But, yeah, that looked pretty bad. We did not see what Albie was holding up above his head. It could be anything, but that did look very bad for him. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool.
A final message from the victim's soul, the last communication of his Mitama. The divination seance has revealed this to us.
Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise.
So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced.
In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation.
There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad.
Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain?
More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them?
There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty?
Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty.
Am I really the only unbiased one here?
Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you.
Oh, okay.
You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs.
The Defense Culpability Act? What's that?
What? You mean you honestly don't know?
No. What's all the hubbub? Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him.
Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty.
Dude, I called it. Oh, damn. As if stakes didn't already feel sky high elsewhere in this franchise. Dude.
In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he.
What? What kind of insane law is that?
Whoa. Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney.
So I talked about raising to the ground earlier. Can I have a little help thinking of something like more extreme? That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated.
Exterminate! Annihilate!
I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way?
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge.
So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie.
Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now.
Defense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too.
That explains Albie's reaction earlier. Defend me? Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that.
Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
9. Dude? Oh, shit! I am feeling some intense motions and I have no outlet for them yet. So I need to hurry up and play this and kick Gaspin's ass. Ah. The death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty?
Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark-tainted soul on the line here.
This can't be happening. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused?
Oh. There's Maya to think of in all this, too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? It's not even a question. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? Oh, now that's some classic art. To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. That's a great callback. All I can do now is stand firm and fight.
Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the DC Act, I will defend Albie.
What?
But Mr. Wright! The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination.
Polganka!
But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me?
I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it.
Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes.
Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out.
Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm.
I'm gonna be thinking about Legend of Zelda this whole playthrough, aren't I? Twilight Realm.
Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads.
The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it.
Rafa's insight.
The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion.
After? After, you say?
These are the victim's experiences just before his death.
As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down?
Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision?
I did. Come to think of it, I did see words like song of ceremony and incense.
The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. Oh.
So what Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appears in the vision as words, right?
Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity.
Well, isn't this clever? We go from emotions to senses. Oh man, that's cool. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now how to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again.
Very well.
Smelled incense, heard the song of ceremony, and a boy's voice. Loud voice, then pain. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? Uh-huh. Whoa. First, I'll use the left stick to make my way to the insight that seems off. Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select it. Ah. There it is, Song of Ceremony. This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and then present why. Yeah. There we go. I wonder if it's color-coded. Smell is yellow, sound is green?
Objection!
Wait just a moment.
Yes? What is it, Barbed Head?
You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right?
That's right. What of it?
Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony?
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Is that all that troubles you?
Huh?
What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony.
Practice run? What are you talking about?
Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly, allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement.
I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session.
Ugh. There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing.
However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, Your Majesty.
It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room?
He's right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne?
Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right.
Speakers? For what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me.
Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us?
Very well.
Insight revised. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Hold on. Time of death around noon, huh? If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Huh. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using pause to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. I think I can use B and X to jump to different parts of the vision. that's neat. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel here. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the vision. Cool. So, let's pause. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. You know, there is something that bothers me. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. I remember it blacked out a bit, though. Hold on. Let's watch this again. I do note he looked at the bag. There! What is this? It flickered like the power went out, but is it electric? Huh. I think the power went out. Yet the song of ceremony continued, so it couldn't have been through speakers. Okay. Now how the hell do I prove this? Right here. There's something odd here. His vision went dark before he lost his life. I think this is it. Oh, just general sight. I see, okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
Objection!
That was tricky. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh! Everything goes black and then, only after that, the victim feels pain. Inconceivable! This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word!
Polgunka, your benevolence, what is the meaning of this?
Cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy.
If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore.
Okay, so he has some principles. Good.
Objection!
Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up.
You have something to add, Mr. Payne.
1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear.
And that would be?
On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to Ace Attorney 1's first case. Well, I already nailed it. The speakers would have powered off, therefore, if what her benevolence was saying is true, the audio, the sound would have cut out as well, but it didn't. I think we got him.
And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it slipped my mind.
Or rather, you knew all along and are only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Payne.
The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not?
Well, what do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head.
I see. That makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Well done. Long may you live and prosper. Hey, I want to live long and prosper too. Star Trek reference? Okay, there's a sci-fi nerd on the translation team. Enough applause. You flatter me.
Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information.
Yes, of course, I will alter my insight. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. Well, that's not what we need to contradict, even though it's amended. The song of ceremony the victim heard was of the practice run through the temple's speakers. Yep, that's it. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Boy, I'm already liking this a lot more than the widget system in Ace Attorney 5. This is great. This is very inventive. There, that's the moment. Blackout, power outage, and yet the song continued. Therefore, it can't be broadcast through the speakers.
Objection!
Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your Benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Khura'inism.
Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind.
It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not... My best friend's a spirit medium. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey? I like how she keeps having this slang leak through. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the song of ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the song of ceremony even after the power went out? Oh! This contradiction of facts can only mean that the song of ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible!
What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. Whoa! Hello. Okay. Huh.
But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall.
Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. What?
You can't be serious.
There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No.
This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights, Unbelievable.
Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. I can't. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
But the defense's assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes this situation look really grim for Albie. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why the accused had his hands up over his head.
Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive.
You what?
You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You'd better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it? Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something.
You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it.
I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop chop. Chop chop?
Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop chop.
Stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tons to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one.
Yikes. These people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Yeah, to surrender, that's my thought. After all, Pat Roll was an authority figure. So that's why. The reason the defendant held his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? My God, there it is. The holster is unbuckled. That gun was drawn at some point. Yo!
Take that!
As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday.
You did? Where did you see such a thing?
When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest.
9-year-old. 9 years old, by the way.
Oh, are you saying?
The victim was a security guard and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. Well, I mean, the seance is from Pat's point of view. Wouldn't the gun be... well... And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Polkanka!
Did she just faint? Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way?
Oh, she's fine now. She's just a drama queen.
This is not possible. It can't be.
Not bad for a total knockout. Oh, God, this crowd. Traitorous Snake Dirk? Traitorous Snake Dirk? Who's that? I'm gonna file that name in the same folder as the shenaniganry like 7-8 years ago for now.
No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, Your Benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for lese majesty.
Lese majesty? What is that?
What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Yes, make him pay for the way he disrespected her benevolence.
These people are definitely not my fans right now.
That's right, exterminate him.
Peace? Give me peace. I said peace. Now, everyone, please calm down.
Huh? Is he?
Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment.
No, I can't charge him with lese majesty.
What? What? But why not, Your Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused.
Okay, see, I had this judge pinned as being a huge asshole, but this man has a spine. You're all right. You're all right. I will spare you. Everyone else can be razed to the ground.
There is nothing unlawful about that.
But Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife.
We can't end the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case.
What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction?
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20-plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer?
No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know.
Your Benevolence. Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence.
If looks could kill.
I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please see Her Benevolence out.
Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. Ha 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 ha, I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. and I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then...
Oh, what a loser. I guess she's still just a teenager after all.
Now then, defense, Mr. Light, was it?
No, Ron Capcom. That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright.
Of course, Mr. Wright, my apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court.
I understand, Your Majesty. Phew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial.
Arguments, Your Majesty. Very well, I accept your challenge.
Huh? What's with him?
Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne?
The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him and his case instead.
What do you mean by that, prosecutor?
I told you, it's Chief Prosecutor.
Yes, because that's the thing to focus on right now.
The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused?
Oh!
Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation.
What? That does sound pretty logical, actually.
It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that.
And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, backed into the old familiar corner once more.
Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal?
I'm drawing a total blank here.
I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold.
I asked you a question, defense.
I've got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie, will you tell us what really happened?
You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul.
Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end for both of us? Maya, I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on. Wait.
I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Albie. So, that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too.
What?
Allow me to explain.
Atta boy.
Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box.
Even though the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it.
Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? Oh. Then that shouldn't have cast the two of them into total darkness during the power outage. That's right, it's covered in this special mineral called fluorinite that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only he applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. Aha! On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again. Well, you know what, I think, okay, I was looking for a better place to end things, but I think this might be the best place. We're a bit over time, but that's perfectly fine. I make the rules anyhow. Oh man, so this insight system, the seance, I am loving it. It's so inventive. Getting an insight into the five senses of the deceased right before they died. That is just such a cool idea. There's gonna be so many cool situations that come of this. My god. Wow. Wow, alright. Yeah, wow. We certainly already have a hole to poke in this situation. There was a power outage and the vision went completely black before the victim's death. If Albie was truly had the case, the treasure anywhere nearby, it would have glowed in the dark. Therefore, he couldn't be stealing it. Therefore, the gun must be pointed at him for some other reason. It's probably related to what's in the bag, you know? It is kind of curious, though. I remember in the vision, the first thing Pat did was kind of look right at the bag, but then he looked to the left, to the side on the wall, which is very odd. And then he looked at Albie. I wonder if that actually means something, but I don't know. Well, yeah, okay, so this, Defense Culpability Act. Fuck, dude. That's messed up. Everything about this is disgusting. I'm infuriated. I'm furious. I can't believe this actually exists. Well, I say actually exists as if it's real, but it's not. It's just a thing in a story, but I just want to reach through the screen and strangle these people. Except the judge. The judge is cool. I like him. He's learning and taking things in stride. Winston can get the boot, though. Speaking of Winston, yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier, but we're gonna have a new prosecutor, aren't we? A Khura'inese prosecutor. That's going to be fun. I am very interested to see who it will be. I do imagine that Rafa will be, a part of the proceedings for every trial going forward. So it's gonna be her and this mystery prosecutor. Uh-huh. Yeah, it could be anyone. The plot really could go anywhere. Speaking of anywhere, this Dirk fellow, maybe it was pronounced Dirky? No, that's stupid. It's Dirk. Yeah, something about that is telling me that, like, Dirk is the name at the heart of all this nonsense that brought about such monstrous views of attorneys. Like, I'm feeling like this Dirk fellow might be like, patient zero for viewing attorneys as evil. Like, demonically evil, I mean. Oh yeah, what else is there to say? I'm fascinated. I can't wait to see where this goes. I feel like this case 1 here, we're in for a long haul because we still have not seen hide nor hair of this that person with kind of like the face paint, I think, from the very start, where we saw that he's the killer, but we haven't seen this person at all. So we got a long ways to go yet, which is interesting. This is going to be a long case 1. Boy. We're gonna have a good time, I think. This is such a strong intro for an Ace Attorney game. Like, this might be one of the strongest case 1s. Damn. Well, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Spirit of Justice. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.